Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. I hope you all are well and doing great. So today I'm back with another video to continue our UCAT test preparation. So as you guys know, we have completed our two sections of quantitative reasoning, and we will complete our third section in this video and start the section 4th, which is the last one for quantitative reasoning. So if you are new to this channel, you can watch our last videos on tour tutorial, question bank tutorial, and on the practice test questions of verbal reasoning, decision making, and quantitative reasoning sections. So without any further delay, let's start our video with the question number 34 of section 3 of quantitative reasoning. So the statement given is that mineral water is classified on the basis of the amount of dissolved solid minerals it contains. The chart shows the codes for different levels of total dissolved solids and the number of mineral water bottles for each code sold at a store. So here we have mineral water bottles code TDS 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have this TDS number of bottles. And the question is that what fraction of the total number of bottles sold at the store with TDS greater than or equal to 50 milligram per liter have the code of TDS 4? Option A 7 by 12, option B 1 by 5, option C 2 by 25, option D 3 by 25, option E 1 by 10. So the correct option we have is option B, the total number of bottles in the store with TDS greater than or equal to 50 milligram per liter equals 83 plus 37 plus 30 equals 150. So number of bottles which have the code TDS 4 equals 30. So required fractions equals 30 divided 150 equals 1 by 5. So that's how we can say we have the correct option is option B, which is 1/5 is the fraction of the total number of bottles sold at the store with TDS greater than or equal to 50 gram per liter have the code TDS 4. So the next question we have is the graph shows Linda's scores in 4 projects in her first year at university. So we have Linda's score in first year. This is the scores, and then this is the projects. The question is, in her second year at university, Linda scored 99 points in P5. So what is the difference between her P5 score in the second year and her average project score in the first year? Option A 2, option B 3, option C 4, option D 5, option E 6. So here we have correct response is D, that Linda's average score in the first year equals to sum of scores in 4 projects divided by 4 equals to 98 plus 92 plus 97 plus 89 divided by 4 equals 376 divided by 4, which is equals to 94. In P5 of the second year, Linda scored 99 points difference in Linda's score in P5 of the second year and her average score in the first year equals 99 minus 94 equals 5 points. So here we have a correct response is option D, which is option D, which is 5, is the difference between her P5 score in the second year and her average project score in the first year. Next question we have is that the graph shows the velocity of two cars at different times. So velocity versus time, we have velocity, car A, car B, and then we have time. So the question is that how much greater is the acceleration of car A than acceleration of car B. Acceleration in meter per second square equals to change in velocity, that is meter per second, divided by change in time, that is second. So option A is 4 meter per second square, option B 6 meter per second square, option C 8 meter per second square, option D 12 meter per second squares, option E 16 meter per second squares. So option A is the correct response, as acceleration for car A, that is change in velocity divided by change in time, equals 16 minus 0 divided by 4 minus 0 equals 4 meter per second squares. So acceleration for car B equals change in velocity divided by change in time, equals 8 minus 8 divided by 4 minus 0 equals 0 by 4 equals 0 meter per second squares. Car A is moving with a constant acceleration of 4 meter per second squares, whereas car B is moving with an acceleration of 0 meter per second squares. So difference equals to 4 meter per second squares. So that's why we have a correct option is option A, that is 4 meter per second squares. So here we have completed our 3 sections of quantitative reasoning. Now we're going to continue it with section 4. So here we have some instructions, which are that you are presented with questions that most often refer to charts and graphs containing data. Most questions are shown as sets of 4 questions, each connected to the same data. There are some questions that stand alone and do not share data. Each question has 5 answer options. You are only able to select one response. Click the next button to proceed. So here we have these type of questions. You can use your calculator also, which is given here. like this. So here we have balloon flights. Helium balloons are used for weather research. Below is information about how the temperature of the atmosphere changes with height and how fast balloons ascend. Dry air temperature decrease is 5.2 degrees centigrade per 500 meter. Wet air temperature decrease is 2.8 degrees centigrade per 500 meter. The rate of climb of a balloon is 4.8 meters per second. Conversion factors: 5820 feet equals 1 mile. 1 mile equals 1.6 kilometers. You can convert degree centigrade to Fahrenheit degree using the rule Fahrenheit equals 1.8 multiplied by degree centigrade plus 32. So now the question is that when the ground temperature is 24 degrees centigrade, what is the temperature correct to 1 decimal place in dry air at a height of 1.8 kilometer? Option A, 5.3 degrees centigrade. Option B, 10.1 degrees centigrade. Option C, 13.9 degrees centigrade. Option D, 18.7 degrees centigrade. And option E is 19.3 degree centigrade. The correct response we have is option A. The 24 minus 1.8 divided 0.5 multiplied by 5.2 equals to 24 minus 18.72 equals 5.28. Correct to 1 decimal place equals 5.3. So here we have a correct option is option A, which is 5.3 degree centigrades. This is the temperature that is correct to 1 decimal in dry air at a height of 1.8 kilometers. Next again we have the same information given in the passage, but the question is that a balloon rises in wet air from a ground temperature of 24 degrees centigrade. How many minutes, correct to the nearest minute, will it take to reach a height where the temperature is 0 degrees centigrade? Option A, 6. Option B, 8. Option C, 9. Option D, 15. Option E, 343. So correct response we have option D, that is 24 divided by 2.8 equals 8.57. 8.57 multiplied by 500 equals to 4885. So 4885 divided by 4.8 equals 892 seconds. That is divided by 60. So it equals to 14.88, which rounds up to 15 minutes. So that's how we have a correct option is option D, which is 15 minutes it will take to reach a height where the temperature is 0 degree centigrades. Next we have a question number 3 with the same information given in the passage. As you can see here, but the question is different, which says a balloon flew on Monday, a second balloon flew on Tuesday. The rate of climb of the second balloon was 25% more than the first balloons. So both balloons flew to the same height. Which one of the following statements is true? Option A, the second balloon took 25% of the time that the first balloon did. Option B, the second balloon took 75% of the time that the first balloon did. Option C, the second balloon took 80% of the time that the first balloon did. Option D, the second balloon took 120% of the time that the first balloon did. Option E, the second balloon took 125% of the time that the first balloon did. So let's see which one is the correct option. So here we have a correct response is option C, as 100 divided by 125, which is multiplied by 100, equals 80%. So that's how we can say correct response is option C, that the second balloon took 80% of the time that the first balloon did. Again, we have the same information given. The question is that what is the degrees of temperature correct to 2 decimal places in wet air when measured in Fahrenheit per mile? Option A, 2.49 degree Fahrenheit per mile. Option B, 4.98 degree Fahrenheit per mile. Option C, 6.30 degree Fahrenheit per mile. Option D, 16.13 degree Fahrenheit per mile. Option E, 29.95 degree Fahrenheit per mile. So correct response we have option D. If 0 degree centigrades at 0 meters equals 0 multiplied by 1.8 plus 32 equals 32 degree Fahrenheit at 0 meters, then minus 2.8 degree centigrade at 500 meters equals 2.8 multiplied by 1.8 plus 32 equals 26.96 degree Fahrenheit at 500 meters. So the rate of decrease of temperature is therefore 32 degree Fahrenheit minus 26.96 degree Fahrenheit equals to 5.04 degree Fahrenheit per 500 meters. Convert to 5 Fahrenheit per mile. 1600 divided by 500 equals 3.2. 5.04 multiplied by 3.2 equals 16.13 degree Fahrenheit per mile. So the correct option we have option D, 16.13 degree Fahrenheit per mile is the degrees of temperature. It is correct to 2 decimal places in wet air when measured in Fahrenheit per mile. Next we have question number 5, which says a distribution center serves stores within a 15-mile radius. The table shows how far each store is from the distribution center. Distance from distribution center and the number of stores. How many stores does the distribution center serve? Option A, 70. Option B, 77. Option C, 80. Option D, 84. Option E, 90. So the correct response is C, that is 3 plus 15 plus 26 plus 20 plus 16 equals 80. That's how we have a correct option is C, that's 80 stores distribution center serve. Next, using the same information, we have a question that says, what is the most common distance of stores from the distribution center? Option A, 10 miles or less. Option B, 11 to 20 miles. Option C, 21 to 30 miles. Option D, 31 to 40 miles. Option E, 41 to 50 miles. So correct response we have is option C, that most stores, that are 26, are between 21 and 30 miles from the center. That's how we can say that option C is the correct option. 21 to 30 miles is the most common distance of stores from the distribution centers. How many stores are 35 miles or more from the distribution centers? Option A, 15. Option B, 16. Option C, 20. Option D, 26. Option E, can't tell. So the correct response is option E, that there is insufficient information to determine how many stores are precisely 35 miles or more from the distribution centers. That's why we say option E is the correct option, because we can't tell this information. You can again take a look at this information as we have the same one. The question is, what percentage of stores are 31 miles or more from the distribution centers? Option A, 20%. Option B, 25%. Option C, 36%. Option D, 45%. Option E, 55%. So correct response is option D, as 20 plus 16 equals 36 is the number of stores 31 miles or more. So 36 divided by 80, that is total number of stores, equals 0.45 equals 45%. This is the correct option we have, that is option D. That 45% is the percentage of stores that are 31 miles or more from the distribution centers. Question number 9 is that a survey was conducted in year 1 and year 2 among different groups of adults to determine the most popular web browser out of A, B, C, D, and E. In year 2, there were 6,000 people in the group that was surveyed, and the results are shown in the pie chart. Each adult surveyed selected only one browser. So here we have this A, B, C, D, E in year 2. And the question is that 45% of the adults surveyed who selected browser D in year 2 were in 18 to 24 age group. This is an 8% increase from the number of people in this age group who selected browser D in the survey conducted in year 1. How many people in this age group selected browser D in year 1? Option A, we have 98. Option B, 100. Option C, 108. Option D, 112. Option E, 116. Correct response is option B, that the number of adults in the 18 to 24 age group who selected browser D equals 0.45 multiplied by 0.04 multiplied by 6,000 equals 108. Let P be the number of people in this category in year 1. P plus 0.08 P equals 108 or P. 108 divided by 1.08 equals 100. So that's how we have correct response is option B, which is 100. So 100 people in this age group between 18 to 24 selected browser D in year 1. In the next question, we have the same information as you can see in this passage with the same diagram. But the question is that in year 2, how many more adults surveyed selected browser C than browser B? Option A, 24. Option B, 30. Option C, 180. Option D, 240. Option E, 300. So we have these options, so let's see which one is the correct option. So here we have a correct option is option E, Difference in percentages equals 5%. To convert it into a number equals 0.05 multiplied by 6000, which is equals to 300. So option E is the correct option. 300 is the more adults that surveyed selected browser C than browser B. Next we have that in year 2, what is the range of the number of adults surveyed who selected a browser? Option A 960, option B 1430, option C 1800, option D 2460, option E 2700. So correct response we have is option D, that the highest percentage equals 45% and the lowest percentage equals 4%. The difference equals 41%. To convert it into a number equals 0.41 multiplied by 6000, which equals to 2460. So that means the correct option is option D, which is 2460. This is the range of the number of adults surveyed who selected a browser in year 2. Again we have the same passage with the same diagram. The question is that in year 2, how many adult surveys selected browser E? Option A 160, option B 240, option C 820, option D 900, option E 960. So correct response we have is option E. Percentage who selected browser E equals 100 minus 45 plus 15 plus 20 plus 4, which is equals 16%. So to convert it into a number equals to 0.16 multiplied by 6000 equals 960. So here we have correct responses. Option C 960 are the adults surveyed selected browser E. Next we have question number 13, which says the graph shows the percentage change in the number of 4 different types of tea bags sold in year 2 compared to year 1. The percentage change for ordinary tea bags is missing. In year 1, the number of green tea bags sold was 30,000. So here we have this information in the form of chart. Here you can see green tea bags 40%, fruit and herbal 15%, specialty 8%, and then we have ordinary. In year 1, the highest number of tea bags sold was ordinary tea bags, and the lowest number of tea bags sold was the green tea bags. The range of the different types of tea bags sold was 26,250. A total of 92,000 fruit and herbal tea bags and specialty tea bags were sold. In year 1, how much greater than the median number of tea bags sold per type was the number of ordinary tea bags sold? Option A, 10,250. Option B, 12,000. Option C, 12,750. Option D, 15,500. Option E, 16,000. So the correct response we have is option A. The range is the highest number minus the smallest number. The highest number h equals to h, and h minus 30,000 equals 26,250. So the number of ordinary tea bags sold is 30,000 plus 26,250 equals 56,250. The middle two values are the fruit and herbal and specialty tea bags. Hence, the median equals 92,000 divided by 2 equals 46,000. So difference equals 56,250 minus 46,000 equals 10,250. So here we have a correct option is option A. The 10,250 times greater than the median number of tea bags sold per type was the number of ordinary tea bags sold. Next, again we have the same information given with the same chart. Question is that in year 2, the number of specialty tea bags sold was 54,000. How many more specialty tea bags were sold in year 2 than in year 1? Option A, 2,000. Option B, 2,500. Option C, 4,000. Option C, 4,000. Option D, 7,500. And option E is 8,000. So the correct response is option C, as let's be the number of specialty tea bags sold in year 1. So S plus 0.08 second equals 54,000. So S equals 54,000 divided by 1.08 equals 50,000. Difference equals 54,000 minus 50,000 equals 4,000. So that's how the correct response is option C, which is 4,000. This is the number of specialty tea bags that sold was 50 in year 2 than in year 1. Using the same information that is given here, the question is that how many green tea bags were sold in year 2? Option A, 30,400. Option B, 34,000. Option C, 40,000. Option D, 42,000. Option E, 44,600. So the correct response is option D, as the number of green tea bags sold in year 1 equals 30,000, and the number of green tea bags sold in year 2 equals 30,000 plus 0.4 multiplied by 30,000 equals 42,000. So that's how we have a correct option is option D. 42,000 number of tea bags were sold in year 2. Next question, that is question number 16. It says the mean percentage change in the sale of tea bags per type for the 4 different types of tea bags is 10.75%. So what is the percentage change of the sale of ordinary tea bags from year 1 to year 2? Option A, minus 43%. Option B, minus 20%. Option C, minus 10%. Option D, plus 20%. Option E, plus 43%. So the correct response is option B, as mean equals 40 plus 15 plus 8 plus S divided by 4 equals 10.75%, or S equals 43%, minus 40 plus 15 plus 8 equals minus 20%. So that's how we have a correct option is option B, which is minus 20%. So minus 20% is the percentage change of the sale of ordinary tea bags from year 1 to year 2. Next question we have, that is question number 17. Workers at a local leisure center are employed at 3 different grades of pay. Grade 1 receives £300 per 30-hour working week. Grade 2 receives £600 per 30-hour working week. Option 3, grade 3 receives £900 per 30-hour working week. For all 3 grades, the rate paid for overtime is £10 per hour. Assume that the tax system is as detailed in the table. So here we have this table, as you can see here. Type of tax: alcohol tax, petrol tax. Then we have income tax with some per share values. Then we have rate of tax: 100%, 300%, 0%. 25% and 50%. That's how you can read all of these values. So the question is that Sarah is employed as a grade 2 worker. She is part-time and works only 15 hours per week. Her hourly rate of pay is the same as for full-time workers. So what is her weekly pay after income tax? So option A, 109.60 pounds. Option B, 125.27 pounds. Option C, 249.04 pounds. Option D, 300 pounds. Option E, 415.50 pounds. So the correct option is option C. This is because Sarah earns half of a 30-hour working week pay, which is 600 pounds divided by 2, 300 pounds per week, which is 300 pounds multiplied by 52 weeks equals 15,600 pounds per year. She therefore falls into the 25% tax rate bracket, 5,001 pounds minus 35,000 pounds per year. As the tax system only charges income tax after the first 5,000 pounds earned in a year, the amount that Sarah is liable to pay income tax is 15,600 pounds minus 5,000 pounds, which is equals to 10,600 pounds. 25% of 10,600 pounds is 2,650 pounds, which is the total that Sarah pays per year in tax. Therefore, the money Sarah receives per year after paying tax is 15,600 pounds minus 2,650 pounds equals 12,950 pounds per week. This can be written as 12,950 pounds divided by 52 weeks equals 249.04 pounds. So here we have a correct response is option C, 249.04 is her weekly pay after income tax. Next question we have, workers at a local leisure center are employed at 3 different grades of pay. Grade 1 receives 300 pounds per 30-hour working week. Grade 2 receives 600 pounds per 30-hour working week. Grade 3 receives 900 pounds per 30-hour working week. For all 3 grades, the rate paid for overtime is 10 pounds per hour. Assume that the tax system is as detailed in the table. So type of tax, then we have rate of tax again. So the question is, Yasmin spends 32 pounds per week on petrol. How many liters of petrol does she buy per week? Option A 10, option B 12, option C 20, option C D 24, and option E can't tell. So correct response is option C. This is because we're told in the table that 1 liter of petrol costs 1.60 pounds. So if Yasmin spends 32 pounds per week on petrol, then that equals 32 divided 1.60 pound equals 20 liters. So correct response we have option C, that is 20 liters. Next question we have question number 19. With the same information given, as you can see here, with the same information in the table, type of tax, rate of taxes, the question is that Johnson travels 500 miles per week by car. How much does he spend on petrol per week to the nearest whole pound? Option A 70 pounds, option B 90 pounds, option C 110 pounds, option D 135 pounds, option E can't tell. So here we have a correct response is option E. This is because the information given in the table does not tell us how many miles a car can travel on 1 liter of petrol. So we have no way of calculating the total cost of our journey. That's why we can say that option C, E is the correct option, which is can't tell. Question number 20. With the same information given, you can read again and take a look at once. And with this table, type of taxes, here you can see how many type of taxes we have. Then rate of taxes, then we have this information, as you can see here. So the question is, Daniel produces a pie chart showing the proportion of his gross income, that is 48,000 pounds per year, spent on beer and petrol. Daniel spent 4,800 pounds on beer in a year. So how many degrees of the pie chart should there be in the segment representing his spending on beer? Option A 10 degree, option B 24 degree, option C 36 degree, and option D 48 degree, option E 72 degree. So correct response, we have option C. This is because 4,800 pounds is represented as 10% of the total income represented in the pie chart. That is 48,000 pounds. The total number of degrees in a pie chart is equals to 360. Therefore, 10% of 360 is 36 degree. That's how we have a correct option is C, which is 36 degree. 36 degree is the number of degrees of the pie chart that should be there in the segment representing his spending on beer. Next question we have question number 21, which says the graph below shows the average change in the price of gas and electricity each year over 5 years. So here we have a graph, as you can see here, percentage of change, then we have a gas and electricity year 1 to 5. So the question is, in which year did gas change the most? Option A, year 1, option 2, B, year 2, option C, year 3, option D, year 4, and option E, year 5. So correct response is option E. There was a 4% change in year 5. So that's why we can say correct option is option E. Year 5 is the year in which gas price changed the most, which is 4%. We will continue our next questions in the next videos. If you have any confusion, you can ask me in the comment section. If you like our video, don't forget to press the like button. And if you wanted to buy any one of the best-selling book or other daily use product, you can buy it from our website, which link is given in the description box. So I'll be back with another video to continue our next questions. Till then, just take care and goodbye.